Bitcoin continues to knock on 70,000. As Parabolat puts it, we're getting time-based capitulation at all-time highs, which I think is an excellent and hilarious way to put it. Breaking out against the M1 money supply for the first time since 2017. Round 2 of ETF inflows coming in. The Bank of Canada and ECB cutting rates. Crypto becoming a paramount talking point in the presidential race. Everything says we're primed here for what could be a pretty ridiculous run when we finally break into the parabolic phase of the bull run, which could be fairly soon here, all things considered. I too am very bullish. Like I stated back when this range began, the longer we accumulate and don't break down, the more ballistic price action will be. And I'm honestly fairly surprised for how long we've been printing candles in this zone. I know it's been long and hard for some, but I believe we'll all be thankful that it's been as drawn out as it has when it's all said and done. A breakout sooner could have set up for a macro top that came too quick with a final price that's not that impressive, but that's not too much of a concern now. Don't get me wrong, however, I'm still in the camp of a cycle top sooner than what we traditionally expect, sometime later this year, early next year. It's just that the idea of a summer top has been expelled for the most part, which again is a good thing. But if you're taking it a step beyond and also thinking that a potential Q4 Q1 top thesis has been invalidated because of any of this, I think you're wrong. I'd even go as far as to say that from this point on, we're more likely to see Bitcoin close above 100,000 first than below 60,000. Regardless, however, this video isn't meant for that debate. It's more so to emphasize that if you are bullish, you need to take some things into account. Let me ask you something. This isn't just dialogue. Answer this with genuine intent. Are you prepared to only capture 60 to 80% of what your portfolio peaks at? For instance, if your portfolio peaks at 100,000, are you okay with the idea of banking only 60 to 80,000 of that 100? While you're thinking, make sure you're subbed, as we're posting this type of content often. And also make sure to sign up to the Fair Desk crypto exchange with link in description. It's one of the few remaining non-KYC non-VPN exchanges left in the world at the level of those Binance by BitTypes. I made sure this would stay the case for a while, and they told me it should be another 2 years before KYC measures are implemented, so there you go. Plus, with that link you get VIP 1 status, up to 100k in bonuses, and an entry into a $100 weekly giveaway with a trade. Going back to our question, if you said no, that you're not exactly cool or giddy about the idea of only cashing in 70,000 of what could have been a potential 100, then I don't blame you. It's what I'd expect. But the truth is that's probably what's going to happen. I'll now be explaining why and how to possibly avoid this. The idea of the bag holder is a concept we troll and disassociate with. All of us have this sense of entitlement to the belief that we won't be such. But by breaking down this fascinating pneuma, it helps you realize how vulnerable you are to actually being a bag holder at the end, helping you elicit thoughts to minimize your chances of being so. To break this down, I'll tell a story of a friend. We'll call him K. K bought Shiba Inu last cycle in the summer lull period of 2021. He threw in around $10,000 at 5 zeros and an 8, and his portfolio topped here, knocking 1 zero off and having 100k in unrealized gains. He did not cash anything out, and rode the entire gains down, the whole bear market, and just recently was telling me he's back up 20-30k. No, K's story isn't unique, it happens over and over again to most individuals. I didn't judge K on any of this, but the biggest issue I had instead was the reaction of K's friends to his investing story. Every single one of them said the following, that if it were them, they quote-unquote would have cashed out. I'd often look at them and think to myself, that who on earth do these people think they are? The audacity for them to say this tells me everything I need to know in how they perceive and place themselves in reality, which is that it's completely skewed and incompetent. This is actually what prompted me to make this video, so I can convey the following message. Let's take this drawing as the price action. We'll say it's for SHIB. SHIB pumps and corrects. K sees this, where it repeats SHIB pumps and corrects. Once again it pumps and corrects. This is the type of price action we get during the bull. But then one day it pumps and corrects, pumps once more, but not as much as K's been accustomed to seeing. But K has no reason to fret, as he thinks on the next push-up it'll make new highs like it always has, except it doesn't. It dumps even lower. At its peak, K had a portfolio of 100,000. It's now worth 60,000. K then shifts his mindset. Instead of expecting new highs, he now says, please just get back to 100 and I promise I'll cash out. It gets as high as 80 but folds back down from there down to 40. K says, just one little pump up and I'll get out. It turns around completely back to pre-bull run lows. Congratulations, K. You've officially become a bag holder. Do you see how effortless it is for this to occur? And the cherry on top is you got K's buddies saying they would have got out here. And even worse, we have people going into this bull run thinking they'll sell this top, not realizing how they're practically setting themselves up to be the next K. Like I tweeted a couple days ago, make sure to follow me on Twitter, I'll leave a link in description. 90% of investors this cycle will round trip. That is a very large cohort, but not an exaggeration. I illustrated exactly how and why that is with K. And once you accept this reality and get past that initial discomfort, there's almost a sense of relief, because you can then start fleshing out how to prevent this. For instance, do not be one of those that says I'll sell on the way down. Realistically, what does that even mean? If you're unaware, selling on the way down is saying you'll sell once the top is set in and price starts rolling over. A horrible exit strategy because A, you don't know what the top is, and B, you won't sell anyway. Instead, move to the other side of this equation, sell on the way up. I think this is the most difficult thing in crypto, right here, selling into green and euphoria. It just won't make sense. A reasonable person without this knowledge will never deduct that now is the time to sell. You're going to feel the best you ever have. You're going to see the best stuff you ever have on the news and YouTube. You're going to read the best stuff you ever have on crypto Twitter, where first of all half these big influencers are getting paid ridiculous amounts of money to encourage bag holding while them and other large entities are selling into the euphoria. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone saying anything during those times. Don't even trust me. Don't even trust yourself, as you yourself very likely won't be in a sober state. If you don't believe that, let's even go back to just a couple months ago. Your portfolio probably topped in March at a certain amount. It's 2.5 months later, and you're still down like 30% from that high. It's easy now assuming you'll get back to that high and much more. But for next time, reference that feeling you had where you thought it was going to keep going higher and higher every day. It's going to be the same thing for the market cycle top. In my opinion, I think setting goals is a must. Set an amount for where you want to sell and scale out. These levels need to be determined now, not at the moment. You feel a sense of empowerment selling into green. And don't forget the following. The pain you feel of selling quote-unquote early, saying to yourself I could have sold Bitcoin at 130,000 instead of 110, pales in comparison to the pain for not selling at all due to that classic story of becoming a bag holder. Representing this in a chart, all we're doing is buying here and selling here. As this accumulates over cycles, your net worth goes exponential. It has for me at the very least. I will make it abundantly clear when I'm selling crypto at the tops. I've no ulterior motives, and I already know how much of a villain I'll probably be at that time saying I'm selling X, Y, and Z crypto at certain prices because of how we're supposedly just beginning. But so be it. I'm not here to be anyone's friend. Just trying to act as that bridge between these influencers who are placed at such a high pedestal and the average everyday person trying their luck in crypto, showing there is no real difference between them. I'll say it one more time. Do not become K. For the love of everything, do not be a bag holder. Bookmark this video for those euphoric times. Have it on repeat. Sign up to the Fair Desk Crypto Exchange. Having access to multiple exchanges during those times is a must. Don't just rely on one. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one.